Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good evening, parents, family members, faculty, staff, graduates. I would like to welcome all of you this evening to celebrate the Red Creek Central School District's Class of 2022 commencement ceremony. Tonight, these students will officially complete their formal years of secondary school education and become alumni of the Red Creek Central School District. This is an important milestone in their lives as it marks a significant shift from youth to adulthood and independence. I can tell you without a doubt that these students are in fact ready for this new phase of life. Before we move forward with commencement, I would like to thank a few people for making this possible. First, I would like to thank the faculty, the staff, who have been very involved with these students throughout their careers here at Red Creek Central School District. These students have made many connections with all of you that will leave an everlasting impression and impact on them as individuals. Your interactions will forever be encapsulated in their minds and hearts. Whether you are a teacher, bus driver, cleaner, teaching assistant, teacher aide, food service employee, administrative assistant, or administrator, you have made a difference in the lives of these students, and with that, I thank you. Secondly, I would like to thank and congratulate the parents and the families of the students that you see before you today. You are the main support system for these students. You are their first teacher, their primary caregiver, their guidance, their disciplinarian, and most of all, the person who loves them unconditionally. Thank you for all of your support as we have worked through some challenging times. It is such a pleasure to share the intensity and emotions filling this stadium with you this evening. Parents, you are probably wondering where the years have gone. As you admire your sons and daughters' accomplishments, it doesn't seem that long ago when these young adults we honor today were off to a kindergarten start. Of course, living through those years between kindergarten and graduation may have seemed like an eternity for the students, and maybe even for some parents as well. You are the class of 2022. You graduate at a time in history when our world is dealing with enormous challenges, but at a time when opportunities created by those challenges have never been greater. Your class has experienced a time in education unlike any other class. The majority of your high school career has been up in the air. You will be in person or virtual. What will you be required to do in order to graduate? Will you have to take the Regents exams, etc.? I can honestly say that if you learned one important skill in high school, it is resilience. Resilience is defined as the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Resilience is our ability to bounce back from the stress of life. It's not about avoiding stress, but learning to thrive within stress. We all experience stress. The difference is that those who choose to face it head on and not let it get to the best of them, in other words, to be resilient. Resilience is made up of 5 pillars: self-awareness, mindfulness, self-care, positive relationships, and purpose. By working to strengthen these 5 pillars, we are becoming more resilient, and as a result, we are much more equipped to manage the stress in our lives. Managing these skills take practice. However, being able to use these 5 pillars of resilience can reframe our thinking so that we see ourselves and the world around us in new ways. Taking this holistic approach to resilience will not only help us to manage the stress in our daily lives better, but we can positively impact our overall well-being in a significant way. Although resilience is obviously a skill that these students learned, it does not diminish the fact that these students have gained many more skills and knowledge throughout their educational careers. Armed with these skills and knowledge you've attained, I can tell you are eager to take the next phase, whatever it might be. For some, college, technical schools will be your next stop. Some are headed straight to the workforce, and some have chosen the military. Whatever your direction you take, I guarantee that the world will change and you will leave as you leave high school. And as a result, whatever you choose to do our world will change as a result of your contributions. Contributions that will be determined by how you follow your dreams and imagination. While we celebrate your past academic accomplishments and activities, I want to challenge you to continue your quest for knowledge and to discover your own unique ways to contribute to our society. Although for some, your next step may have been determined, many of you may not know yet what the direction your life will ultimately take. I want to assure you that it's okay, and you will determine the path that is right for you. If I could offer you a few words of advice, it would be to challenge yourself. Don't forget the friends that you have made and those that you will make along the way. Care about yourself and others, and make sure that your story includes joy and happiness. Please remember that we are proud of you and hope that you remember Red Creek Central School District as a place that helped you become who you are and who you will become. Congratulations to the class of 2022. To begin our commencement, please welcome to the podium the Senior Honor Speaker and this year's class valedictorian, Ethan Malik.
Good evening, everybody. How would you like to hear an extended flower metaphor? Yeah, me neither. So I guess this is the part where I take out the real speech, and the administration starts to sweat. Before anything too crazy, I know I have to check the usual boxes. First, I want to acknowledge everyone that has helped us get to this moment. To all the family, friends, and teachers that are here, and to those who aren't, thank you. Thank you for all the time and support you've given us. We wouldn't be here without it. And of course, my class deserves some credit. Each of us has worked hard for 13 or so years to take what we're given in school and turn it into something that we can use. The end goal has always been to reach this point, right here, right now, and we made it. Some years were good, and some were bad, but they're all done now. All we have is the present. A line from one of my favorite Jimi Hendrix songs is, "So castles made of sand fall into the sea, eventually." No matter what we do, the world moves on. Whether it be an achievement or a regret, it's not going to last forever, and we have to keep moving, focusing on who we are now. A similar quote that resonates with me is, "The roses under my window make no reference to former roses or better ones. They are what they are. There is no time to them. There is simply the rose. It is perfect in every moment of its existence." That one was Ralph Waldo Emerson. Again, we need not focus on what we could be or what we have been, but where we are now, and build towards where we want to be if we're not there yet. Throughout all of this is enjoying and living in whatever moment we find ourselves in. So, with that in mind, let's all take a moment to just feel and appreciate this, where we are right now. Look around you, at the sky, at the grass, at the people you love. How does the wind feel on your skin? What does the air smell like? This moment is beautiful, and though it is impermanent, we mustn't lose sight of the fact that our lives are composed of an infinite number of these moments, each one of them beautiful. We've all got so much ahead of us, and I can't wait to see what happens. And now, if you're thinking to yourself, wow, that was an absolutely fantastic speech. I wish he had more to say. Well, thank you. But also, nothing I do at this school would be complete without a digression into aggression. For context, I've been doing my best this year and a little bit over the other high school years to challenge the way that things are. Hall passes, the dress code, the ability to use our locker rooms and bathrooms, etc. I really enjoy when I have the chance to rebel against something, especially when it's for a good cause. As much as it's fun in and of itself to be stupid and break rules, when that stupidity leads to real positive change, it feels really good. So, rumor has it that the board had a special meeting because they were worried that I'd make the school look bad and what they could do to prevent it. And I'd like to make it very clear that that's just a rumor. It's not trustworthy, because I've been very good about sourcing these past 4 years. Regardless of whether or not that meeting took place, administration has made it very clear that they feel the same way. They should be positive and make the school look good. It shouldn't embarrass the school. The humor here is twofold. First, that implies that they have something to be embarrassed about, because I can't just come up here and start lying because that makes me look bad, not the school. And second, that implies that I have anything bad to say about the school. What they are missing is that they are not the school. The school is not the principal. The school is not the board. The school is not the superintendent. We are the school. It is the students and the teachers. We're not the ones that use this place as a stepping stone, a blip on our resume. As much as it has been a major source of contention for me, and the crawl to the finish of this year was especially hard, I love this place. I love the people. I love the little interactions in the hallway, the camaraderie of classes on moving up day, the camaraderie of the school as we unite and discuss against nonsensical rules. I love the teachers who are willing to be honest with us, to treat us like people, to talk to us like people, not just students. It's these things that make the school worth going to, the glimmer of hope in a sea of rules and homework. These are the things that have made the past 13 years. Any criticism that I have is actually a compliment to the school because the friction that I've endured has made me the person I am today, and I think the same is true for everybody else here who has ever had an issue with them. I'm better equipped to deal with the bullies and authorities of the world because I've dealt with those in power here. I'm better equipped to deal with bureaucracy because I've had my first taste here. Having rules for the sake of rules is no way to govern. When our current dress code is so absurd that teachers break it on the daily without realizing it, there's an issue. And not exactly important, but did you know that it's against the dress code to wear pajama pants? Who cares? Who cares? And again, not important, but I'm still pretty upset that they took Halloween away. Anyways, along with all those rules, there's been threats. At every step, every turn, there's a threat. Most recently, it was, oh, you did that? You're not walking the stage, buddy. And then it was, before that, oh, you're not going on the senior picnic. And then, you're not going on the senior trip. But the best one, you're not getting your diploma. What's that? They put these rules in place to keep us down, but it's those rules that lead us to rebel and work our way back up. The absurdity of this cycle almost convinces me that there's a grand conspiracy, and that this is their way of building our confidence and independence, but I'm not willing to give them that much credit. Anyways, just as important as rebelling is listening. I'm prone to making rash decisions when I would sometimes benefit from a little more thought and effort to understand. So, before making reactive decisions to some decree or another, you should listen to others and try to understand their perspectives. However, if you truly disagree with what you're hearing, take a stand and make your voice heard. Don't accept what you're told just because someone in power tells you. Don't let yourself be pushed around by authority. Stand up, make them uncomfortable, make a difference. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to stand here today and recognize outstanding senior recognition. There are graduates here today who have gone above and beyond academically. We recognize those students tonight that are wearing a special cord and stoles. Students, please stand with your group to be recognized. Students who are wearing white stoles are members of the Senior National Honor Society. Please be seated. Students wearing gold and red cords are members of the National Spanish Honor Society, Red Creek chapter. Please be seated. Students who are wearing red, white, and blue stoles, along with small white octagon-shaped pins, are members of the New York State Science Honor Society. Please be seated. Students who are wearing pink cords are wearing them of their service in the music department. Please be seated. Students wearing purple cords are wearing them in honor of their service in the Red Creek Drama Club. Please be seated. Congratulations on your memberships in these honor societies. We also have students wearing gold, silver, and bronze cords. Students wearing gold cords are summa cum laude, with a grade point average of 95 to 100. Students wearing silver cords are magna cum laude, with a grade point average of 92 to 94.5. Students wearing bronze cords are cum laude, with a grade point average of 90 to 91.9. These students have all been denoted and recognized in the programs. Students with these cords, please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. We now recognize several students for their academic achievements. Please hold your applause till the names or the end of each group is read. In addition to the requirements for the Regents Diploma, some students have passed the final exams and 3 years in a foreign language or completed 5-unit course sequences in technology, business, or fine arts, and have passed the Common Core Algebra 2 exam. These students will be receiving an Advanced Regents Diploma. Students, as I read your names, please stand up. And I ask that you please hold your applause until every name has been called. The following students have received Advanced Regents Diplomas: Alexandria Cleveland, Tamara Crawford, Joshua Ike, Alexandra Evans, Cadence Felker, Jalen Flynn, Sierra Hoffner, Brian Sharkey, Angelina Spurley, Autumn Stoddard, and Tanner Tompkins. Some of these students have earned an Advanced Regents with a Master in Science. To achieve mastery, students must pass 3 Science Regents exams and a score of an 85 or better on each exam. Students, as I read your name, please stand up. Juliana Bonney, Kirsten Griffith, Gerald Holbrook, Riona McDonald, Emily Musa, and Madeline Smith. The following students earned an Advanced Regents with Mastery in Mathematics. To achieve mastery, a student must pass 3 Mathematic Regents exams with a score of 85 or better on each exam. As I read your name, please stand up. Haley Sherman. The following students received an Advanced Regents Diploma with Mastery in Mathematics and Science: Spencer Fernandez and Ella Reynolds. An Advanced Regents with Honors designation is for students who have achieved a 90% or higher on all Regents examinations. The following students received an Advanced Regents Diploma with Honors with Mastery in Mathematics and Science: Madeline Clark, Bernita Haas, and Ethan Malik. I would also like to acknowledge our top 5 seniors in the class of 2022. They received a plaque that symbolizes their outstanding scholastic achievement. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all names are called. Ethan Malik, Madeline Clark, Spencer Fernandez, Bernita Haas, and Ella Reynolds. Please be seated. The following students were enrolled in Wayne Technical Career Center as juniors and seniors this year: Abby Blanchard, Ariana Botterbush, Cadence Felker, Nicholas Friedman, Elliot Gray, Emily Schaefer, Micaiah Smith, and Nathan Wood. The following students have received career and technical endorsements in their programs of study at the Wayne Technical and Career Center. Please stand and be recognized when I call your name. Abby Blanchard, Conservation. Elliot Gray, Advanced Manufacturing and Engineering. Cadence Felker, Animal Science. Nicholas Freeman, Automotive Technology. Micaiah Smith, Automotive Technology. And Nathan Wood, Automotive Technology. Please be seated. The following students have received the Career Development and Occupational Study credential in their programs of study at Wayne Technical and Career Center. Please stand when I call your name. Abby Blanchard, Ariana Blatterbush, Cadence Felker, Nicholas Freeman, Elliot Gray, Emily Schaefer, Micaiah Smith, and Nathan Wood. Now I'd like to give you a few remarks for myself. Good afternoon. It is a beautiful day to celebrate Red Creek Class of 2022 graduates. It is an honor and a privilege to be standing here today to watch the Class of 2022 move forward to the next chapter in their lives. I had a unique situation these past few years. I was able to work with a lot of these students throughout their high school career, first chapter of your life and starting another one. I use the word chapter because I want you to know how important it is to understand the significance of what you just accomplished. Not only getting through your senior year, but navigating your way successfully through a pandemic. Change and adjustments are not always easy, but to work through it is impressive in every aspect. I want to thank all of the 2022 graduates with the two, revisit them on a regular basis, and adjust them if needed. How proud and excited I am to see where your journey is going to take you. Everybody sitting here today will soon be on their own paths to success. Some heading to college, some others heading to a skill or a trade, and then entering into the workforce. Whatever your plan is, please jump in with both feet. Be the best at whatever you can do and make an impact. It's been a pleasure being part of the Class of 2022, and I want to wish you all the best of luck for whatever life will bring you. Thank you, and enjoy your special day. And now I'd like to introduce the 2022 keynote speaker. Each year, the senior class votes to decide who will be their next inspirational words from their graduation ceremony. This year, we have bestowed this honor onto a man whose job experiences include working as a security guard, a proofreader, a museum archivist, and even a mortician assistant. Most importantly, he found his passion as an English teacher here at Red Creek for 32 years. And this year's senior class was the last group of students he taught before his long career was over. This chosen speaker is a Red Creek alumnus, valedictorian of the Red Creek class of 1975, teaching faculty. The speaker has earned a BA from Michigan State in 1979, an MA for University of Delaware in 1981, both degrees in literature. His teaching experience includes teaching freshman English at the University of Delaware for 3 years, teaching freshman English at Cayuga Community College for over 25 years, and starting in 1989, he taught 9th, 11th, college and AP English at Red Creek until retiring last year after 32 years of dedicated service. Not only has he been dedicated to the Red Creek School District, but he is also dedicated to his family. He and his wife, Colleen, have been married for over 36 years. His son, Devin, is a librarian at Michigan State. His daughter, Rachel, teaches art in Philadelphia, and his other daughter, Emily, works financial management in Syracuse. Now that I have raised your great expectations as to whom I'm talking about, it is a great honor to welcome Mr. Charlie Cook as a selected keynote speaker this evening.
Wow, that was me? Hard to believe, I have to say. Now, before I get started, I have an announcement. My wife wanted me to ask if anybody here would like to adopt a cat. It's a really cute cat. I can show you pictures after the ceremony, but she wanted me to ask. And you know the old saying, happy wife, happy retirement. So, anyway, Smiley, thank you so much for that introduction, and Mr. Kime. I'd also like to thank, of course, Dr. Corey and the Board of Education, all of the administration staff, and, of course, the staff and faculty. And I'd like to thank all of those who served at Red Creek throughout my career for all the support you've given me over the years. And, of course, that extends to you parents as well, and students and former students. I'd like to thank everybody. This year's seniors, though, I really have to thank because they could have availed themselves of the opportunity of never having to listen to me again. And inexplicably, I was somehow asked to be here anyway. It's great to be talking to people again who have to listen to me. Now, I'm going to try to be brief, but I am an English teacher, so we do sometimes tend to go on. I have to apologize for arriving late to this speech. Very late, amazingly late, in fact, a year late. As some of you know, I was supposed to speak at last year's graduation, but health issues intruded, and I wound up spending 5 days in upstate in my last week of teaching at Red Creek. But here I am now, a year late, and for that I do apologize. But as Mr. Smiley pointed out, this is kind of fitting because these students are the last class that I actually taught in 11th grade last year. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm so glad to see you guys. You know, I didn't get to see you much that year because that was that strange COVID year where they were half in school, half out. Somebody was never in school. And it was a tough year for all of us. But I am so glad to see you. Now, in preparing for this speech, I thought back to the speech I would have given last year. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I intended, as I tend to work under the inspiration, or perhaps that's the desperation, of the last minute. I was finishing this speech just this afternoon. And the end of last year turned out to be a bit of a blur because of, well, the aforementioned health issues. But I vaguely remember that I rather tritely planned, after all, we were both graduating in a way, both leaving Red Creek schools after a long time. Many of their graduates. And for me, I was 11 years here as a student. My family moved here when I was in second grade. And then, as Mr. Smiley pointed out, 32 years as a teacher. Those graduates and I were both facing an uncertain future, but one full of new opportunities. You know, the usual grad speech stuff. That's what I was going to do. I was going to strike an elegiac tone as I rode off into the sunset, which is sadly right in my eyes right now. Forgot the sunglasses. I should have remembered Mr. Corey's nice sunglasses. But anyway, now I'm a year post-grad. And while at times I wistfully miss teaching, interacting with students, camaraderie with Michelle, Rob, and Nicole, my English department colleagues, spending time in my quirky, clocky classroom. Some of you never got to see all the clocks, mostly in boxes now at home. I have to tell you, though, retirement is great. Will MacArthur, some of you will remember him, longtime social studies teacher here, also a Red Creek graduate, 1969, I think, told me that I'd love retirement, and boy, he was right. Retirement is wonderful. As a teacher, I had a reputation for getting up early getting to school by 4 a.m. or so. Now, I go to sleep after midnight, and I'm often in bed until 10. Much of our texting this morning, Mr. Kime, I was in bed. I find I've become more like my children with those sleep hours, and probably like many of you. I would frequently grade essays in odd places, such as in hotel rooms when my wife and I were away on a getaway weekend, or at the mall food court while my family was shopping. In some ways, I was the ultimate workaholic, but now I enjoy these moments with my family. I don't have to do that anymore. Now, you might be thinking from all this that my point in this speech is that we need to work less, relax more, enjoy life. This has indeed been one of the lessons from the pandemic that I see a lot in social commentary. But looking at these guys and remembering them in class, while that may be an important lesson, I don't think it's a message that these graduates need to hear from me. Mostly, they know perfectly well how to relax and enjoy life and are likely wishing I'd wrap this up so they can get to it. So, my actual point is that the experience of retirement has changed me. And change is what I want to address briefly this evening. We have ourselves, our genes, our family, whatever creates our innate identities. And we have our past, our education, our experience, our traditions, to help us move forward in life and face the changes and challenges to come. I hope Red Creek Schools have given you graduates a solid foundation to move forward into this sometimes troubling world. Heaven knows I tried. But you must also be open to embrace, or at least learn from, the new experiences you will assuredly face in your future. I know in upstate, new experience for me, and I did learn a lot from it. Now, many people are nervous about or even fear change. But we know everything old isn't necessarily good, that some traditions need to die, even as we also know that change only for the sake of change is not a panacea either. This may be trite advice, but perhaps that's what makes it valuable. We've heard this advice before, but that doesn't mean follow it, and so it bears repetition. We need to move ahead in life, honoring the valuable past that has given us so much, but discarding the harmful beliefs and traditions that perpetuate pain and suffering. Meanwhile, we must also embrace the valuable new experiences ahead while avoiding changes that can only do us harm. But how do we know which is which? I do have an answer, but bear with me for a moment as I have something else I must say first. I have to tell the graduates something that I didn't get to tell you in class. Every year, on the last day of class, especially for my seniors, who I had for 2 years in AP and college English, if I'd had you, it would have been last week for you guys. I would tell them that once someone was my student, they are always my student. And this truly applies to any student I've had, not just the college classes. In other words, as you begin your future college careers, your life, your jobs, if you need my help, please ask. Need assistance on a research paper? Have a tough grammar question? Send it to me. Students do. I get emails from graduates fairly frequently asking for help. Need advice on a sticky social situation? Well, that's not my forte, but I could try. Maybe I can help. I mean, I guess it's more meaningful if you had been in my class 2 years and if I'd seen you guys throughout this year, then maybe this would resonate with you more. But the offer is there with no expiration date, except perhaps my own. Now, that being said, finally, this is it during your last minutes at Red Creek. My last lesson. This final lesson actually was kind of foreshadowed by some. Our class experience last year, however, was so truncated that it may not have sunk into you as much as a speech to them that year as well. And this topic was a big part of that speech. Perhaps some of them are here or maybe watching at home. The question of what traditions to keep, what to jettison, will be answered differently, of course, by different people. How do you know whom to believe, whose advice to take? Well, that's a difficult concept to truly teach in a mere graduation speech, but it's the most important concept that I've ever taught, relevant to school, to life, to everything that is going on in the do-your-own research world we are in today. This lesson is that we must strive to eliminate the ignorant, the partisan, the biased, and the cynical from our decisions of whatever kind, and embrace true expertise and honesty, even when we don't want to, even when the truth we're being told is in contradiction to what we previously thought or what we want to think. This is the way of logic, the way of science, and the way of English. In other words, we desperately need, source evaluation. And that's what Ethan was talking about. These two words have become my mantra, as many past students well know. So as you go forward in your lives, and as the rest of us go forward, in ours as well, that is the one concept that will help you navigate the world and increase your odds of coming out all right on the other side. Congratulations, graduates, and thank you for listening.
At this time, Mr. Nodine, the Red Creek School Board Vice President, it gives me great pleasure to present the class of 2022 for graduation.
Ethan Andrew Maligue. Ethan is a recipient of the Carolyn von Holtz Memorial Scholarship. The parents of Karen von Holtz, Carol and Chuck von Holtz, have also added Ethan's name to the memorial plaque that hangs in our school lobby. This graduate emulated the characteristics that Karen possessed: scholarship, leadership, tenacity, determination, and taking part in an active life of the school. The scholarship being presented today is in the amount of $1,000, and an additional $500 will be awarded at the beginning of his second school year in college. Ethan is also presented with the English Award of a $150 Barnes & Noble gift card, which goes to the student who earned the highest grades throughout high school English. Ethan is also awarded the New York State Comptroller's excelled academically and has also shown leadership potential by volunteering his or her time to serve the school or community. Ethan has also been awarded the Parent Teachers Association Senior Honor Award based on scholarship, loyalty, and achievement. The $250 award is $100, which is given to a student who has demonstrated a commitment to helping people and the community and has a passion for weight training and physical fitness. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Ethan earned 12 varsity letters. Madeline Elizabeth Clark. Madeline is this year's recipient of the Claire and Mary D. Conroy Scholarship of $500, awarded to the senior who has demonstrated a commitment to high ideals, achievement of potential, service to the school, academic excellence, extracurricular participation, and good citizenship, who plans on attending a 2- or 4-year college upon graduation. Madeline is also awarded the New York State Comptroller's Achievement Award, presented each year to the students who have excelled academically and has also shown leadership potential by volunteering his or her time to serve the school or community. Madeline is a recipient of the New York State Education Department Academic Excellence Award of $500. And Madeline is also awarded the Red Creek Rotary Club Science Award of $250, which goes to the high school student with the highest science average. Spencer Scott Fernandez. Spencer has won the Colonel William Prescott chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution Award of $100 for being a positive attitude toward academics while participating in athletics. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Spencer earned 7 varsity letters. Brenita Jean and the Red Creek community. She's also the recipient of the Harold and Loris Cook Band Award of $200 presented in recognition of individual achievement, ability, and outstanding contributions to the success of the school's instrumental music program. She's also the recipient of the New York State Office of the State Comptroller's Achievement Award, presented each year to a student who's excelled academically and has shown leadership potential by volunteering her time to serve the school or community. Bernita is also awarded the Richard O. Stevens Memorial Scholarship of $500, awarded to a senior who is enrolled in a 2 or 4 year college pursuing a career in law enforcement, social work, agriculture, the trades, or environmental studies, and who also wants to make a difference, accept challenges willingly, leads by example, and has a sense of humor. Ella Grace Reynolds. Ella is the recipient of the Bill Morrisseau Memorial Scholarship of $2 excelled academically and have shown leadership potential by volunteering their time to serve the school and community. As a student here at Red Creek, Ella has earned 6 varsity letters. Logan John Bauer. Alyssa Morgan Bell. Blanchard. Abby is awarded the H. Lee Simpkins Memorial Conservation Club Award in the amount of $300 given to a senior who demonstrates an appreciation for the environment and who recognizes the necessity to see the interconnections between wildlife, the environment, and the future of the human race. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Abby has earned 5 varsity letters. Juliana Bell Bonney. Juliana is awarded the Brandon Curtis Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 given to a student who plans to enter the field of counseling or psychology and who exhibits traits of being compassionate and caring towards others, is a positive role model, and shows a keen interest in making a difference in the lives of others. She is also awarded the Class of 2010 Scholarship in the amount of $250 given to the senior who is well-rounded by participating in either a sport, music, or art, and is well-respected by teachers and peers, regardless of GPA. Juliana has also been awarded the Red Creek Teachers Association Scholarship in the amount of $600 given to a senior who plans to enter the teaching field. She's also receiving the Wolcott Lions Club Graduation Award in the amount of $200 presented to a senior with good moral character who has been active in service to the community in a beneficial way with no thought of repayment of benefit to oneself. Juliana is the recipient of the Babe Ruth Sportsmanship Award presented to a senior girl who has displayed excellent sportsmanship qualities in all school functions and daily routine. Juliana's name will be engraved on a plaque and put on the plaque displayed in the high school. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Juliana has earned 6 varsity letters. Ariana Joan Botterbush. Alexandria May Cleveland. Alexandria has been selected for an outstanding business student for the 2022 school year and has earned a $50 gift card from Savannah Bank, Fairhaven branch. She's also the recipient of the Kathy Snyder Award, which goes to an outstanding female athlete who exemplifies the characteristics of desire and dedication to their team and to school. She must also be someone who is the recipient of the Brett Gascoigne Memorial Scholarship Award for $100. Hannah is awarded the Ann M. Treasure Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 per year for up to 4 years, given to a student who is furthering their education, is a hard worker, compassionate and caring about others, exceeds goals and expectations, leads by example, has a sense of humor, and who wants to make a difference. Lori Curtis Award, which recognizes 2 students who are most likely to say no to alcohol. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Hannah earned 5 varsity letters. Joshua Andrew Ike. Joshua is this year's recipient of the Babe Ruth Sportsmanship Award, which is presented to 2 senior athletes who have displayed excellent sportsmanship qualities in all school functions and daily routines. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Joshua earned 2 varsity letters. Alexandra Lorraine Evans. Alexandra is Memorial Scholarship. Jill was more than a school psychologist to the people and students she encountered. She was a mentor, a safe place, a plaything. Mackenzie is the recipient of the Alicia M. Hall Memorial Sportsmanship Award of $500 to play soccer in college while pursuing their education. Mackenzie has also been awarded the Wolcott Elks Lodge number 1763 Scholastic Award. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Jalen has earned 1 varsity letter. Nicholas Bryant Freeman Gardenier. Corey James Godkin. Elliot John David Gray. Kirsten Starr Griffith. Come from the other side. Kirsten is awarded the Administrative Staff Award of $300, which is presented annually to a senior who has demonstrated excellent citizenship in school life, academic achievement, evidenced a desire to further their education. Kirsten also has won the Colonel's of the Daughters of the American Revolution Award of $100 to a graduating senior who has excelled in American history. Kirsten is a recipient of the PTA's Mary Keefe Arts in Ed Award, which is given to a student who has contributed to the arts while in school. This is a $250 award. Kirsten is awarded the Rhoda Stevenson Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $300 given to a graduating student who has demonstrated an interest through participation in music and theater arts projects and the spirit of the community. Sean Alexander Haskins. Randy Henderson. Sierra Elizabeth Hefner. Sierra is a recipient of this year's Alumni Achievement Award of $700, which is based on scholarship, improvement, citizenship, school loyalty, and cooperation. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Sierra has earned 8 varsity letters. Gerald Austin Holbrook V. Bryce Clayton Huntington. Bryce is awarded the Wolcott Building Supply and Home Center Award given to the student who has displayed a high degree of craftsmanship and technology education. Bryce is receiving a really nice tool for this accomplishment. Dylan Isaiah Johnson. Dylan has earned the Les Castor Memorial Conservation Club Award of $300, which goes to a student working up to their full potential, is a good citizen, and shows a definite interest in conservation and outdoor living. Briona Netgamon McDonald. Briona is awarded the annual Dollars for Scholars Scholarship, a $500 award given to a student pursuing a degree or career in music or the arts, given in memory of Kay McAlveen and sponsored by the Sterling Stage Camptheater. Briona is also awarded $250 for the Parent Teachers Association Mary Keefe Arts and Education Award, given to a student who has contributed to the arts while in school. And as a student athlete at Red Creek, Briona earned 6 varsity letters. Emily Ray Musa. Emily is the recipient of the Red Creek Fairhaven Rotary Award for $1,000 for a current student planning on attending school to study a profession in the medical field. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Emily earned 8 varsity letters. Michael Edward Parsons. Michael is a recipient of this year's Alumni Achievement Award of $700, which is based on scholarship, improvement, citizenship, school loyalty, and cooperation. Emily Lynn Schaefer. Emily has won a $250 award given in memory of Jamie McGibbon, which goes to a graduating senior who has studied cosmetology at the Wayne Technical and Career Center. Brian Ed Sharkey. Brian is one of the recipients of the Jamie and Lori Curtis Award for $250, which recognizes 2 students who are most likely to say no to alcohol. As a student athlete at Red Creek, Brian earned 11 varsity letters. Cadence Joanne Sherman. Haley Jade Sherman. Haley's name will be engraved on the Donald Claflin Memorial Plaque in memory of a man who dedicated his life to his students and who believed that actively involved students develop academically and socially into the leaders of tomorrow. She's also awarded $250 for the Parent Teachers Association School and Community Award, which goes to honor a senior who has given great service to their school and community. As a student athlete here at Red Creek, Haley earned 7 varsity letters. Madeline earned 2 varsity letters. Micaiah Jacob Smith. And Scholarship Award to acknowledge Alexandria E. Sundberg, who is graduating but could not be here with us this evening. Tanner Allen Tompkins. Grace Suzanne Wood. Nathan Jacob Wood. Brett Gascoigne Memorial Scholarship for $100, sponsored by Red Creek Rage Soccer, and is awarded to a student who exemplifies the qualities of Brett, the student who enjoyed sports, played his heart out, and achieved academic success through perseverance. Nathan is also awarded the Alicia M. Hall Memorial Sportsmanship Award of $500, presented to a senior who has exhibited a love for playing soccer for Red Creek and who plans to continue to play soccer during their education. And he's this year's recipient of the General Industrial Technology Award, a plaque presented to a student who majored in technology education with the best all-around attitude. And now for the declaration of graduates, Dr. Corey. You.
Okay. Please stand, graduates. With your, you can. As a Red Creek Superintendent, I now declare you graduates of the Red Creek Central School District. Congratulations to all of you. Well, I think they skipped Raina's piece. Mr. Robbins?
Good evening, class of 2022, and congratulations on being the newest class to join the alumni of the Red Creek Central School District. There is no doubt that this class has many talents and strengths, and those are going to be utilized to help impact and change the world. Thank you for your contributions to our high school community. I'm sorry that I'm not with you tonight, but I am at my daughter's high school graduation, and I will be joining you later for Operation Graduation. I'm sad that I'm missing tonight's ceremony, but I'm very honored to have been a part of your journey. Families, you should be commended for your support and participation in your child's education and growth. Graduates, our faculty and staff are equally excited to have been a part of the past 13 years, and we can't wait to see what's next for all of you. Again, congratulations to the class of 2022. This concludes tonight's ceremony. Please feel free to join us in the gymnasium for some light refreshments and for some photo opportunities, and thank you again for joining us. Have a great evening.